Hi everyone, welcome to your hot mess yoga class. Today's a little different. Today, is a 45-minute sequence focusing on how to open up your shoulders and strengthen your low back. Finally, because we've been getting some questions, this is Waffles and she's my precious little angel. All right, I'll see you on your mats. Come down for child's pose. Bring your big toes together. Lower your forehead onto the mat and extend your arms out in front of you. Now, if you're looking for a low back stretch today, though, bring your knees closer together to touch. If not, you can always take your knees out to the edges of your mat. But since we're focusing more on low back and shoulders today, I really do encourage you to press your knees together to touch. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out through your mouth. Just do that a few more times. Starting to collect some data about how your body feels today. Where do you feel tight? Where do you feel ready and raring to go? If you're looking for a little bit more, you can extend your arms out further in front of you. Begin to put some pressure into your hands to come into a tabletop position. Now this next stretch is really great for sciatica. Extend your right leg back behind you and then cross your right thigh behind your left hamstring. Kickstand your toes to the floor and look over your left shoulder like somebody just said something real mean about you. And you're like, look back there. But feel your right ribs pulling up and away from your hips and stretching out the right side of your low back. Come back to center. Left leg goes out behind you. Cross behind your right hamstring. Look over your right shoulder as if somebody was saying something really nice behind you now. And you're like, oh, that's sweet. Squeeze your forearms together. Keep walking your left leg as far over towards the right side of your mat as possible. And then come back to center. From here, hinge forward and lower all the way down onto your belly. Open your arms out to a T shape. Look to your right and exhale, shoulder roll. Roll onto your left hip. Kickstand your right foot behind your left knee. Option 1, keep your right hand to your chest. Option 2, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Third option is to bend your right elbow and place the top of your hand at your low back area. You might need to do a little circle shrug in order to help really open up into your collarbone, starting to warm up your shoulder. Release, come back to center, and take this over to the other side. Roll onto your right hip. Start with your left hand towards your chest, and then if you went for it on the other side, begin to match what you did with your arm variation. Wherever you're at though, make sure that your right wrist is still in line with your right shoulder. Rest your right ear, your temple on the floor, and notice if this side does feel tighter. That's totally normal. Begin to roll back onto your belly. Plant your palms underneath your chest and come up to a tabletop position. This next thing is called a scapula push-up. When I first learned it, I was like, I don't feel anything. So that might be you today. With straight arms, lower your chest down towards your wrists. And then exhale, come into a cat pose variation. So it's inhale to sink your chest down. Exhale to round your shoulder blades up. We're aiming just to really get into all the nitty-gritty into your shoulders. Make your way into a neutral tabletop. Walk your knees a little bit back behind you or come into a high plank. From there, down dog. Always the option to pedal out your legs, shake your head yes and no, rock your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Basically, whatever warm-up movements feel good for you. Press down into your finger pads. Feel your forearms pulling back towards your shins as you feel your biceps lifting up towards the ceiling. And exhale, start to walk forward for ragdoll, taking as many steps as you need to get your toes right behind your wrists. Start by bending your knees and grabbing for opposite elbows. But since we're really working on shoulders and low back, interlace your hands at the nape of your neck. Compress your belly onto your thighs and let that extra little tug around your head create more length into your low spine. Drop your fingertips down to the floor. Bring your feet together to touch. Roll up to a standing position and circle shrug your shoulders when you get to the top. Gather your hands to your heart. Take a moment to focus on your why. I invite you to truly focus on your breath today, especially because shoulders can be really sticky areas. The more you breathe, the more you're supporting your growth. Inhale, mountain, Tadasana. Lift your arms up and overhead. Now to concentrate on those shoulders, we're going to do like a slow motion applause that you would do if you were speaking in sign language. So rotating your palms to face the back wall, rotating your palms to face the front of your room. Try this a couple more times. And then begin to grab a hold of your left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, place your right hand onto your outer right thigh. If you'd like to get into a deeper shoulder opener, sweep your right arm back behind you, taking the top of your right hand and placing it onto your outer left hip. Come back to center. Grab a hold of your right wrist to get started. Exhale, side bend to the left. You can place your left hand to your outer left thigh, or once again, go for that half bind. Top of your left hand goes to your outer right hip. Push your left elbow deeper down towards the floor. Relax your shoulders down though. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Lead with your chest, let your head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, starting in a high plank. Lower down, inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, stretch your chest back towards your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Here we go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain, circle your arms up. And take 2 of those slow motion applauses through your hands, rotating your palms forward and back. Grab a hold of your wrist if you want, and exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Take your side bend variation to the left. Inhale, mountain, rotate your palms outward now. Exhale, swan dive, glide your heart down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, squeeze your armpits, lower down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, chest back to shins. Exhale, fold forward, feet to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain, option to grab your left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Keep your hips steady. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, drop up and over to the left. Inhale, mountain, rotate your palms out. Exhale, swan dive, glide down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, plant your palms, lower down. Remember, you can always drop down to your knees for the push-up. Exhale, down dog. Take a round of breath here, and we'll move into some belly down core. So cobra crunches, hinge forward, lower down onto your belly, glue your ankles together, and create a basket grip at the nape of your neck. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, lift, hold your chest up. Now holding on a 2-count beat. Hold, hold, lower down. Keep that going. Exhale, lift, hold, lower back down. As you're doing this though, press into the tops of your feet. Keep your elbows nice and wide and press your skull into your hands. And the hardest part, honestly, is finding that little resistance, that extra little pause to strengthen the muscles in your low back and low belly. You are almost done with these. They are starting to really get into your low back muscles. I feel ya. See if you can get your elbows a little bit more open. Pull on up, find that hold, lower down. Last one. Keep it going and release. Nicely done. Come up through a tabletop position and then swing your legs around in front of you. Lower all the way down onto your back. Basic crunches. Settle your heels in line with your glutes. Now place your hands onto your quads and push into your thighs to create a little bit more extension in your low back. From here, a basket grip at the nape of your neck. Exhale, crunch and lift. Exhale to lift you up. Inhale to lower your shoulders down. Feel your sits bones pushing forward towards your heels as much as your heels are pushing back to your sits bones. That same engagement in your low belly while strengthening through your low back. It's just that now that your belly up, the two are working together. Elbows nice and wide, gaze up towards the ceiling as you lift. Last two. Final one, hold here, lift. Little baby pulses up, up, just for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a counter stretch of your choice. And bring your knees back into your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Set up for yogi bicycles. Place your hands onto your quads and push your legs away from you. Line up your heels with your knees over your sits bones. Hands go around the nape of your neck. Exhale, crunch and twist to the right. Back to center, turn and twist to the left. Elbows nice and wide and feel your elbow driving up towards your knee. Pay attention though, if your forehead and knee are getting really close together, encourage yourself to lift higher and keep pulling your legs away from your face to really get into the nitty-gritty of your internal obliques. Flex your feet, create a gap between your legs as well. Cross up and over. Last 3 on each side. Boom, squeeze your glutes, firm your hips into the mat, drive through your heels. You are almost out of this. Last one, finish out the set, twist up and over to the left. Oh, great job everybody. Counter stretch that feels good for you. Rock and roll up. And we'll do a variation of boat pose, or what I like to call rocket boats. Parallel your shins. Shrug your shoulders down, line up your heels with your knees. With a toe tap, right foot down, left foot down. Right toes tap to the floor, left toes tap to the floor. For a little extra, you can bring your hands to your heart, but stay nice and proud in your chest. Little dollop of your toes as they tip down to the floor. Almost out of these, let it happen in your quads. And then after this set, hold and parallel your shins. Now, reverse the kick. Left foot up. Right foot kicks up. Left foot up. Good. Stay nice and lifted in your chest. If at any point you want to have your hands behind your knees or place your hands onto the floor, go for it. But stay nice and rooted. Last 2. Last one. Right leg. Left leg. Boom! Place your heels onto the floor, kind of slap into your thighs a little bit. Crisscross at your ankles and travel into your high plank through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. You are all warmed up and ready to go for our sun B. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair, push down deep into your heels. Work your knees back over your heels. Flatten your low back. Push your chest up. Feel your shoulder blades dropping down. Exhale, open arm twist. Right arm back, left arm forward. Any knee issues, let one knee jut further forward than the other. If not, knees stay together. Come back to center with your arms. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Line up your wrists with your shoulders, pin your shoulder blades in tightly together. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, backstroke arms. Swim your arms back behind you. Inhale, mountain. Circle your arms forward. Exhale, swan dive. Really getting into your shoulders today. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Since we're spending so much time in the shoulders, feel free to hold a plank and skip any chaturanga. Inhale, begin to send your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Drop your left knee onto the floor or onto a towel. Inhale, kneeling warrior, Anjaneyasana. Start with your arms up and overhead and feel your base position. Then plant your hands onto your right thigh and like a saw, hinge forward and back. In just a hot minute, we're going to lunge as deep as you can into your right knee. Hold here. Now really feeling how your left front hip is getting that stretch, but your right glute isn't doing diddly squat. So start to hinge back until you feel your left front hip stretching, your right glute fired up. Exhale, goddess back bend, goal post your arms, pull your chin and chest right up to the ceiling. Inhale, kneeling warrior, tuck your left toes. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Straighten your left leg, swing your arms back behind you, push your chest forward, aim for your neck to still be in line with your spine. You can place your hands onto your right thigh for extra support. Inhale, warrior two. Take a moment, adjust if you need to, any distance between your feet, a little wiggle of your hips. When you're ready to settle in, draw your shoulder blades together, line up your wrists with your shoulders and hunker down into your heels. Gaze over your fingertips. Hug your biceps in tight. Inhale, reverse warrior with a bunch of options. You can keep it normal, a half bind with your left hand to your outer right hip, or a shoulder opener, right hand to your right shoulder. Inhale, stretch up and over through your right. Exhale, chaturanga, cartwheel down. Any variation that you would like to explore with your chaturanga, go ahead. Inhale, send your left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge, drop your right knee down, propose to me. And I say yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Inhale, kneeling warrior, come on up. Option to keep your arms overhead or start to place your hands onto your left thigh. And we're gonna play once again with that little saw action, hinging forward and back just into the hips. Notice if this side is your crunchier side or more open and ready and raring to go. Take a few more shifts forward and back. Now begin to lunge deeply into your left leg. From here though, start to pull back, feeling where your left glute activates while supporting the stretch in your right hip. Lift your arms back up. Exhale, goddess back bend. Lunge a tad bit deeper, shoulders in tight, chin nice and proud. Inhale, lift your arms back up, tuck your right toes. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Straighten your right leg, hinge your chest forward. Option again for hands to your left thigh to help lift your torso off your leg. If your arms are back behind you, squeeze an imaginary block between your palms, shrug your shoulders down, a little up dog in your chest. Inhale, warrior two, widen out. Again, you can bounce, you can pulse into your hips a little bit. A little trick that somebody taught me, swing your arms out in front of you like you're a mummy, circle shrug your shoulders down, widen your arms back open, and that really helps get into your shoulder girdle. Also, it helps line up your wrists with your shoulders, so that's pretty effing nifty. Hunker down into your heels. Inhale, reverse warrior. Same options, you can hold. Back hand goes into your front left hip, or that shoulder opener, bend your left elbow, place your palm or your fingertips onto your left shoulder. Inhale, stretch up and over with your left side. Exhale, chaturanga, twist down. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Here we go. Breathe in, chest towards your shins. Exhale, fold forward, step or maybe start to hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair, push deep down into your glutes. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Inhale, chair back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale for a back stroke, swing your arms forward then. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive. Feel some resistance in your arms as you lower. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Spider-Man, grip your fingers. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, send your right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Keep your left toes tucked now. Inhale, kneeling warrior, rise up. Exhale, goddess back bend. Inhale, straighten your arms back up. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Today, stay right here for the exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior, whatever arms you want. Exhale, cartwheel down. Find your chaturanga. Point your elbows to the back as you lower breath in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, right toes stay tucked. Inhale, kneeling warrior, dig into your front heel. Exhale, goddess, back bend. Inhale, kneeling warrior. Exhale, crescent airplane. Inhale, warrior two. Take a moment, settle with the exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Same arms from your other side. Exhale, twist down. Plant your palms. Go through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, slide your chest back towards your shins. Exhale, forward fold, step or walk to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair, a little cardio with these actions today. Exhale, open arm twist right. Inhale, lift up for chair. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swim your arms back behind you. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive, glide down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Notice if your forehead gets to the mat faster than the rest of your body. Be in a line still. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, low lunge, left toes stay under. Inhale, kneeling warrior, firm your low belly. Exhale, goddess, back bend. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, crescent with airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Use the exhale to deepen. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Step it back, lower down, breathe in. Exhale, down dog, last full set. Inhale, send your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, kneeling warrior, push down into your left sits bone. Exhale, goddess, back bend. Inhale, kneeling warrior, arms up. Exhale, crescent airplane. Inhale, warrior two, stretch through your fingers. Sit deeper with the exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior, maintain your lunge. Exhale, cartwheel down. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Nicely done, everybody. Deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, kneeling warrior once again. This time, exhale, half splits. Send your hips a little bit back behind you. Line up your right heel with your hips still. Straighten your right leg any amount. It does not have to be stick straight though. And now extend your chest any amount down towards your shin. Start to point and flex your right foot. Feel your right thigh bone though, pulling back and in towards your hip socket. Play with one more round of pointing and flexing your foot. Hold in a flexion. And now start to windshield wiper your right foot right and left. Pay attention though, make sure it's your thigh bone moving and not like a big hula action with your hips. Take one more cycle right and left. Then come back into your low lunge. And take this into a runner's lunge. Lift your left knee and toe heel your right foot over towards the right side of your mat. Press your right inner thigh up against your ribs. Hollow out your core a little bit. Inhale, start to look up. Exhale, malasana. Step your left foot forward and come into a froggy squat. Option one, stay right here. Use your elbows to push your knees open. Lengthen through your spine and keep your chest nice and proud. If you'd like to try on crow pose today though, plant your palms, tuck your knees into your armpit tricep area, hollow out your belly, and start to begin to tip forward, feeling your triceps though pushing back and in towards your knee shin area. Don't worry about falling out of it or stepping out of it, giving your body this permission to explore this arm balance. Once you are done, lower down to Malasana. Take the tops of your hands though, place them together so that your fingertips face the floor for a gentle counter wrist stretch. Begin to lift your hips up, step it back into your high plank, Option for a chaturanga or go right back into your down dog. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, low lunge, drop your right knee down. Inhale, kneeling warrior, just there for transition. Exhale, half splits. Send your hips a little bit back behind you. Straighten out your left leg any amount. Still have a bit of a gap between your thighs. Line up your left heel with your left hip. Up dog your chest a little bit. Start to point your left foot. Flex your left toes. Point your toes. Flex. One more. Keep your chest extending forward. Hold the flexion in your foot. Windshield wiper your left toes right and left. That same action though of just your thigh bone moving in the socket instead of your hips doing all the work. Keep working your chest forward. Then come back into a low lunge position and take that into runner's lunge, hands to the inside of your left foot. Firm your back leg muscles. Keep pushing your chest forward. Begin to look up towards the top of your mat and exhale, Malasana. Option to stay here or use your forearms to help open your legs out a little bit wider. Or option for a crow variation that I like to call toe tap crow, because I'm adorable. Starting in your crow position like normal, so knees into armpits, hollow out your belly, look forward. After your big toes come together to touch, starting with your left foot, lower your left toes towards your left wrist. Then bring your big toes together, right toes towards your right wrist, and that's all you're going to keep doing. So left foot, left wrist, right foot, right wrist, and you can see it in the film that I'm not actually touching at my wrist, but aiming to get down towards the wrist area. End on your right side, and then lower back down. Celebrate that, and then start to come into gorilla pose. Feet hip width distance, slide your palms underneath your feet, wiggle your toes into your wrists. I did a little calf work for mine today that I lifted one heel up at a time just to get a little bit extra in the back of my legs and a little bit more pressure into my wrists. But you know, you do you. Either way, let your head still hang heavy. Keep that compression. Now, if this ever feels like too much, grab for opposite elbows instead. You'll still get a nice, gentle wrist stretch. Begin to lower down, toe heel your feet together. Roll on up to a standing position. Circle shrug your shoulders down. Now, we'll get set up for tree pose, but here's the thing. I'm going to turn and face the camera so that you can see what this looks like from the front. When you are ready, breathe in, mountain pose. And exhale, hands to heart, Samastitihi. Inhale, tree pose. Bend your right knee and start to slide your right heel either to your ankle, calf, or all the way up into your inner thigh. So it's really important to remember that the sole of your right foot doesn't go anywhere to the inside of your left knee. Smush your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. Draw your shoulder blades together. Always the option to grow out branches or look elsewhere, whatever's working for you. But anchor down into your foundational heel. Lift up long through the crown of your head and keep those deep, long breaths active the whole time. Find one spot to look at, and that will help with your balance. After all that cardio that we did today, hopefully this feels really good to just take a moment and slow it down. Begin to release your foot down, shake it out your body. And then we'll play with this on the other side. Inhale, mountain, lift your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, Samastitihi. Inhale, tree pose, left heel to your ankle, calf muscle. Or again, not touching your knee, bring it all the way up into your inner thigh. Feel some weight dropping down into your left sits bone. Get proud in your chest. Find your one spot to look at and let everything else blur out. Just you, your breath, and your body. If you'd like to join me for my favorite variation, Arms out in front of you like a mummy, and begin to rotate your right palm to the ceiling, left palm to the ceiling, right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, right hand, right ear, left hand, left ear, right hand, left hip, left hand, right hip, right hand, right hip, left hand, left hip. Macarena. And now shake out your body. We'll end with just a nice simple sun A. Inhale, mountain, come on up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, last chaturanga. Feel free to say a huzzah or an amen. Breathe in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, send your right leg up. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee towards your right wrist, your right ankle any amount towards your left wrist. Point your back toes and lower your forehead down to the mat. Now, if you think about it, this is our first big hip opener of our class, so it might feel a little stickier, but after all the work that your shoulders did today, having a little bit of time to get out of the shoulders and into the hips hopefully feels like a really good plan. Start to relax your jawline. You can bend your elbows as much as you would like, just to make this as restorative as possible, even though it's a huge hip opener. Begin to lift your head back up. Tuck your back toes. 3-leg down dog kick. You can shake out your right leg, basically whatever movements feel good for you. And as soon as you are ready, lift your left leg up. Exhale, half pigeon. Knee to wrist, ankle any amount towards your right wrist. Point your back toes. And on an exhale, lower your forehead down. You can always rest your head onto your hands. But aim to be balanced in your hips. Notice if you're veering more to one side or the other. Find center. Take a couple deep breaths here. Begin to lift your head back up. Tuck your right toes underneath you. 3-leg down dog kick and shake out. Take whatever movement again feels good for you. Lower down to a seat. Swing your legs around in front of you. Quick untuck of the booty flesh underneath you. Today, point your toes. Reach your arms up. Exhale, seated forward fold with a toe point. That toe point is there to help create a little bit more extension in your low back. Glide your shoulders down. Let your chest start to drop centimeter by centimeter down towards your shins. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down onto your back. Begin to relax your left leg onto the ground. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. And exhale, supine twist. Drop your right knee heavily to the left. Either both arms out to a T or your left hand to your right thigh, right arm to a T. Just make sure that whichever arm or arms are out, that your palm or palms face the ceiling. And you might notice that because we moved so quickly in our class today, that these longer holds might be where you feel the most challenged. Take a moment to connect with your breath though. Come back to center. Extend your right leg, draw your left knee in. And exhale, supine twist. Roll to your outer right hip, one or both arms to your T shape. And it's okay for your shoulder or your knee to not fully touch the floor, but encourage the muscles around those floating parts to relax. Begin to come back to center. Drop both knees in towards your chest. To exhale, happy baby. Friendly reminder though that your sacrum low back area stays on the floor. So if that means you can hold on to your feet, cool. If not, grab on to the back of your knees. Any little movements, rocks that feel good for you, take them in. But if you're ready for your Shavasana, exhale, start to release your limbs onto the floor. Take a second, fix your hair, fix your clothes, a sip of water, whatever you need to fully submerge into doing nothing for the next few minutes. When your body has found its final resting position, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Enjoy a couple minutes of release. Begin to deepen your breath. And always the option to stay here or start to wiggle your hands and feet. Bigger movements into your body. Take a good morning stretch and roll to whichever side you would like. When you are fully ready to come back into your day, use your hands to help press you up to a seated position. Gather your hands to your heart center. Take a deep breath in. Lift your thumbs to your forehead. Exhale, bow forward. Namaste. Dance break. Boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, boom. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Awesome job, you guys. Oh, I love you, nerds. Awesome job, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's class. Please make sure to book your next private class or group class with me. Check it out at hotmessyoga.life, HAWT, messyoga.life. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for being here.